I don't want to start it. Welcome back. Good morning. You might not be watching this in the morning though. Anyways, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be interesting. I got a lot of lumber to mill. I'm down at my in-laws' house. My father-in-law is going to be out here, and we're going to be working together to get these things processed. This is a log from, I don't know, 25, 30 feet up, and it's 26 inches on this end, about 28 inches on the other end. It's just under 9 foot long. So we're going to get it on the mill first and let my father-in-law run the sawmill, and I'm going to be on a chainsaw trying to break down those big boys in the back just so I can fit them on the mill. So step in and take a closer look at those. All right, this guy is a beast. We're looking at about 37 inches on this side, some pretty good flare on the other side out to about 42, 43 inches. Either way, it's way too big for my sawmill to handle. So I think my plan is going to be to cut this in half. Pith isn't great on this one. I would like it to be more right here, but it's pretty off center. I'll have to look at the other side to make sure that, you know, the pith isn't just all over the place, because I would like to have some quarter sawn boards out of here. And I think what I would really like to do is get the log rolled over and cut it, you know, right over this pith. And then I'd have a pretty big section right here of quarter sawn wood, with the ultimate goal of me having at least one big slab that I can use as a workbench, because if I took it from there to there, that's about 18 inches. I guess if I could get two of them, it'd be better. But yeah, that would be super nice to have a big quarter sawn board, just to have a one-piece workbench. I wouldn't have to glue anything up. As far as the other logs go, this one may even be a little bit bigger. There's a pretty good flare on this side. It's only, I think I cut it at 8 foot long. So we're gonna burn some gas today. So I guess let's just get to it. Just for reference, if my log weight calculator is correct, this log weighs about 4,700 pounds. And that's just based on the dimension of 37 inches wide and 8 foot long. And if I didn't mention it before, this is a red oak. Now again, if that log weight calculator is right, this log weighed about 2,500 pounds. And we had some issues getting it up the ramps. It didn't want to come up square. It kept wanting to get sideways on us. So you'll see me throwing a few ratchet straps on it, and that's just to help us out. So this log was an average of about 27 inches all the way down, and this sawmill in particular will only handle a 26 inch wide log. So I thought I could get away with just taking this front section off, but it still didn't fit, so I ended up having to take the whole side off. And if you're wondering why I didn't do it on the ground, it's It's because I didn't know if the log would actually roll up the ramps once we had a big flat side. This log definitely maxed out my mill. That is the saw head as high as it will go, and it was still catching the top. So I had to trim off a little bit on this side and just a little bit on the top just to be able to make this first cut. And if you're wondering why I'm kind of holding my body at a weird angle, it's because my throttle cable broke and I just haven't had a chance to get a new one to fix it yet. So I'm actually reaching over and pushing the throttle handle just manually, just to give it enough power to make it through this huge log. I believe that'll work. Yep. You got about 2 inches on this side to the top, and you're coming off the top on this side. It seemed like this whole day had problems, no matter what we tried to do. This one that you're seeing in particular is when I tried to roll the log, it got hung up on the log stop and wouldn't fall down to the bunks. It was hung up on that mitered corner of the log stop, so we had to come up with a new plan. And that plan was to have my father-in-law pick up the end of the log with a tractor. Then I could drop the log stop out, let the cant rest back on the bunks, and then I could just push it over and put the log stop back in place. Alright, let's do it. What you got? Got some sunglasses? Alright, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I like it. Hey, buddy. Mama. That's your sunglasses? Mama. Mama gave them to you? Oh, am I interrupted? Alright, so while my father-in-law finishes this up, I'm going to take you over to one of these big logs and see if we can't cut it in half. Just right down the middle. We'll see if it works. Is it going to work? Yeah, I hope so. father-in-law is bringing the tractor over here. I got cut through this log, and it's a 28-inch bar, so I'm 28 inches through, all the way through. So ideally what's going to happen is we will roll this over this way, and if all goes right, this line that I've cut will still be straight up and down, but the part that's cut will be on the ground. So hopefully that's how it goes. I'm going to think about this a minute. Alright, so issue that we're having is this little stump right here. It's only sticking up about 2 inches, but I think that's what's causing us not to be able to roll. My father-in-law's tractor is not very big, but it got it rolled more than we thought it would. So I think to roll it, I'm going to go to both sides and continue my cut all the way through, about 4 or 5 inches in on both sides. Then we'll run a big ratchet strap through, wrap it around the back, come over the top, and then run it out to either my truck or the tractor. And since straps will be pulling from this side, it should pull it over. It's just going to be a matter of making sure that we put some little chocks in place so it doesn't roll too far. So let's see if that works. All right, here's a little redneck ingenuity. Put the hooks on this side so they won't pull through. Ran the ratchet straps all the way over to the chain hooks for the trailer. So now the only thing is to try to pull it and not pull it too far. So yeah.
Yeah, about another 30 degrees. Hold it there and I'll block it in back. Just do it like this. There you go. How's it looking? Couple more. That's pretty much vertical. Woo! Sweet.
I'm a genius. Okay, so I guess my cuts were just off because it didn't line up and it didn't split apart like I wanted it to, and that's fine. This is a huge piece of wood. But what I'm gonna do now that I've got, this cut supposedly most of the way through, I'm gonna come in and cut down through here and then probably somewhere right down through here. And all of this will be quarter sawn boards, and we can handle those other chunks with the tractor a little easier. So this is it's a big log, and it's proven itself and proven why guys like Cremona have those big pieces of equipment to move this kind of stuff. So
But we make do with what we got.
Once again, we ran into problems here. It just seemed like this whole day was difficult. After the first blade change, I didn't tension the blade right, so it actually slipped off the back of the wheel and got jammed, and so we had to cut that blade off, which ruined a perfectly good blade. And then right here, my father-in-law ran into a nail, which that happens. Anybody that owns a sawmill has hit nails before. What I didn't expect to happen was for that one nail to break every single tooth on that blade. So we had to make another blade change, and we got some pretty nice 5/4 boards out of this. I think they ended up being about 6 foot long. But then right as we were getting down to the bottom, my father-in-law just forgot to move the log stop, which again, that happens. Seems like everyone I know with a manual mill has hit the log stops at some point. So yeah, that kind of sucks that we didn't get to keep cutting because that blade ended up diving on us right here. So we had to stop milling for the day and just end on a win. And a win for me was to get this big chunk on the ground, and then we could go stack the lumber that we had cut, and we'll finish these logs another time. As always, I appreciate y'all watching, and y'all have a good one.